Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura. Today I thought I'd do another Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesday is a Goodreads group. I will leave the details below, and if you're interested, have a look and see what it's about and maybe join in if that's something that you like to do. So today's topic is your top 5 rainy day reads. When I think of a rainy day read, I really think about things that I would be cuddled up under my blanket, or if I was a kid I would have made myself a fort to read in, and they're really just sort of like hiding away from the world and really cozy and just sort of having fun by yourself. They're fun, they're lighthearted, they're kind of jokey, and they're just ones where you're just kind of like conspiratorial, but alone. So these are my 5 suggestions. My first suggestion is Yotsubato, or Yotsuba, and this is by Kiyohiko Azuma, and it is a very light story. It's totally accessible to any type of reader, any age of reader. It's a story of Yotsuba. You can see her here on the cover, and she's just a preschooler. She lives with her father, and it's her daily adventures, just living life, doing childlike things, getting into trouble, and just sort of experiencing life. And it's so relatable and funny and charming, a lot of fun, and a really great series. You can kind of pick it up just about anywhere, although I do recommend you read it right from volume 1 through. And there are quite a few volumes out right now, so if it's going to be a long duration, this one will keep you occupied for a couple hours. Another title I suggest is Fruits Basket by Natsuki Takaya. This is a story about Toru, who's the girl on the cover, and she meets the Soma family. She just sort of becomes connected with them, and the Soma family have been cursed by the zodiac, essentially, and one of the aspects of this curse are that when they're embraced by a member of the opposite sex, they transform into their zodiac animal. The closer she gets to unraveling the mystery of this family, and the closer she gets to like figuring out what this curse is, and how everybody is sort of hurt and damaged by this curse, they slowly start to heal because of her presence. So it's just really heartwarming, and there's lots of feels, and it's really happy, and at the same time there's a lot of anticipation. There's a little bit of mystery in it, so it's a fun one to read, buried under the covers. It's a lot of fun, and definitely a recommendation. The volume I have is published by Tokyo Pop. It is currently out of print, but Yan Press has announced that they are releasing this again, so they've got the license and they will be releasing it very soon. So hopefully, the rain will hold off until the new volumes of this come out, but I highly recommend that you read this. The next title that I recommend is Skip Beat by Yoshiki Nakamura. This is such a fun title. I enjoy this one so much. It's still serializing. Essentially, the story is about this teenager, Kyoko Mogami, and she's a good girl. She's a hard worker. She's a little bit plain, and she has followed her childhood friend Sho to Tokyo, and he's basically left his family and wants to become a superstar. So she's followed him, and she's working hard to earn money for him and sort of keep his apartment for him and just, be there for him. And right at the beginning of the story, she finds out that he's been using her. Something inside her just snaps, and she decides that she's going to get her revenge on him. And to do that, she needs to join the business. She needs to become a superstar, and she needs to become bigger than him so that she can crush him. It's actually really funny. The art in it is just so over the top. There's really great comedic moments, and then she just loses it sometimes, and it's just there's some of the best evil expressions in here that I have ever seen in comics, and I can't stop giggling. Highly recommend this one. It is definitely more geared towards teenagers, but if you're interested in manga, this one, I don't think you would be disappointed with it. If it was a rainy day and you were, stuck inside, this is definitely one that would take your mind off the rain. And it's very cozy, it's a lot of fun. There's lots of good characters, a lot of over-the-top scenarios, and yeah, it's just a delightful, fun read. The next title I recommend is Dragon Ball by Akira Toriyama. And you've probably heard of Dragon Ball, even if you're not a manga reader. It's an absolute essential to your manga reading sort of history. Basically, it follows the story of Goku, who is sort of an incarnation of the Monkey King from Japanese folklore. he meets up with Bulma, who's very smart, and she's created a Dragon Ball tracker. And when they collect the 7 Dragon Balls, Shenlong, who's this dragon, will appear and grant them one wish. And so they are on a mission to find the Dragon Balls. And you know, they meet funny characters along the way. They have lots of different adventures. Turns from being like a real comedy into being more of a battle manga or an action series. You know, you can read the whole thing straight through. There's so much fun in it. There's so many great characters in it. There's a lot of humor in it. But all in all, it's a lot of fun, and I absolutely love it. I'm actually planning on rereading it at the end of this month, just because it must be reread often. Anyway, I think this is a perfect read for a rainy day. It is a shonen manga. It is sort of intended for a younger male audience, so that does taint the humor a little bit, and if you're aware of that, then I think you'll appreciate this series a little bit more, just because some of the jokes tend to be a little bit off-putting. But it's just highly engaging, lots of fun, really great characters, everybody is really likable, and you're always just rooting for Goku even though you know he's always going to win. So a really delightful series and an absolute essential. So I highly recommend it for a rainy day. And the last title I recommend is High School Debut by Kazune Kawahara. Kawahara is currently one of my favorite shoujo manga artists. And she writes typical shoujo series, really the same old stories, the same old tropes, but what she does is just changes them slightly. So this is the story of Haruna. She's new to high school. In junior high, she was a baseball player, and she put all of her energy into baseball. And so she thought when she went to high school, I'm going to quit baseball, and I'm going to put all my energy into finding a boyfriend. And then she finds out it's not as easy as it looks, and so she decides that, like baseball, maybe she needs a coach. And so she hires Yo, who just happens to be the coolest boy in school, to coach her on being attractive to boys. And his one condition, of course, is, I'll coach you, but you must not fall in love with me. And, you know, of course, you know where that leads. You know, it's typical, it's very predictable. At the same time, Kawahara just changes the scenarios just ever so slightly so that you're slightly surprised. Anyway, the whole time you're just, you know, you're rooting for them. All the characters are really likable. It's definitely full of just really soft, fuzzy, warm feelings. And anyway, lots of fun. Really, really cute story. Really great relationship, and every single character in this is just really cute and likable, so definitely something that's full of warm fuzzies that's perfect for a rainy day. So those are my 5 titles that I recommend for a rainy day. Yotsuba by Kiyohiko Azuma, Fruits Basket by Natsuki Takaya, Skip Beat by Yoshiki Nakamura, Dragon Ball by Akira Toriyama, High School Debut by Kazune Kawahara. So what manga would you read on a rainy day? So let me know what your picks for a rainy day would be. Anyway, thanks for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.